Alright, what's going on, you guys? It's Rahul here, back again with another video, and today, you guys saw the news, Nikola Vucevic just got traded to the Chicago Bulls after spending years in Orlando. So, of course, I'm just gonna be reacting to it and just gonna give my initial thoughts, on the trade. But before we get started, real quick, make sure to like the video if you enjoyed, as it really helps out the channel. Subscribe if you guys are new, and enjoy the content on here so you don't miss out on any new videos. Plus, we are on the road to 500 subscribers, and once we hit our goal, I will do a reaction to my first 2 videos ever, and a Q&A. But with that being said, let's get this video started. Now, I also do want to say this video is unscripted, and I might sound a little bit off, but that is because I just woke up. So hopefully I don't sound too bad. Hopefully, I really don't sound too bad. But let's just get into the trade. So, the Chicago Bulls, obviously, they got Nikola Vucevic. And to get Nikola Vucevic, they had to give up Wendell Carter Jr. and Otto Porter Jr., so both of the juniors, I guess. And they gave up 2 first-round picks, one in 2021 and one in 2023. The Magic had to then send Nikola Vucevic and Al-Farouq Aminu. And let's just break it down for the Bulls side real quick. So the Bulls, obviously, they have been doing pretty decent, I would say. Zach LaVine has been really good this year. Larry Markkinen has been pretty good. Patrick Williams has also been having a really good rookie season, and Coby White has also been. He hasn't been too bad. The Chicago Bulls, they haven't been too bad, in general, and Billy Donovan has actually not been that bad. The Chicago Bulls in general just have been a pretty decent team, and now they got Nikola Vucevic, who has been really fantastic. He has just been fantastic this year. It's just the Magic were not a good team because they got, killed with injuries, and I guess it's the Magic, so not many people care. But yeah, Nikola Vucevic has been amazing. I don't know his exact stats right now, as this video is unscripted, as I said before, but Nikola Vucevic has been really good just amazing. He's an amazing offensive big man, can rebound well, can score well, and has really improved his shooting. He's just an amazing shooter. So, I guess breaking this down from the Bulls side, yes, you lose a really good 3-and-D wing in Otto Porter Jr., plus you also do end up, losing out on Wendell Carter Jr., who did have some pretty decent potential. But what this is kind of telling me, I guess what I'm kind of drawing from this, is that Chicago kind of wants to win now, and they want to make a push for the playoffs. And I guess they just felt like, hey, Wendell Carter Jr., in my opinion, he probably won't be a perennial all-star in the future. We can, and Nikola Vucevic, even though the guy is kind of in his prime, we just want to win now. That's what I guess I'm kind of just drawing from this. The Bulls want to win now, and this is a great move to, win now. Now, they had to give up 2 first-round picks, but Nikola Vucevic has just been amazing this year. How else do I put it? He has been really good for the Orlando Magic. So of course they had to give up a lot, but in my opinion, this is a really good trade for the Chicago Bulls. I'm going to give them, I guess I'm going to grade them, give them an A for this, as Nikola Vucevic definitely should be able to push them into the playoffs. And I have to admit, honestly, I think I'm probably going to make, I think with my predictions now that this trade has happened, I think the Bulls will make the playoffs, especially if Nikola Vucevic can play like this. I'm guessing their starting lineup might be like, maybe it's Coby White. Who knows? Maybe later today there's going to be a trade that, screws up that. But, I think it's going to be like Coby White, Zach LaVine, and then Patrick Williams, Larry Markkinen, and I guess Nikola Vucevic, something like that. But it's a pretty good trade for the Chicago Bulls. Getting to the Orlando Magic side of things, if you ask me, I think it's actually not that bad of a trade. First off, they're getting younger. So Wendell Carter Jr., in my opinion, I don't think he has perennial all-star level potential, but he definitely does have very good, above average starter, like to borderline all-star potential, in my opinion. First off, the Wendell Carter Jr. offensively, he's not some crazy scoring machine who can pump out 30 every night, but Wendell Carter Jr., he can pass the ball pretty well, and he's a decent enough, he can finish at the rim pretty well, but the guy's also a really good defensive player, and Wendell Carter Jr., he is pretty underrated, in my opinion. Like I said before, I don't think he has perennial all-star level potential, but Wendell Carter Jr., he is a very, very solid player. And if you ask me, they definitely get a nice young player. So good for the Magic, you know. Not only that, but Otto Porter Jr., nice 3-and-D wing. Yeah, the guy has that one big contract, which he obviously is not worth that much. But hey, Otto Porter Jr. is not, you know, he's a pretty decent player, and they might as well just hold on to him for like this year and all. So yeah, not a bad trade. But the real, along with that, they also get 2 first-round picks, which will be very good. And I like to see the Magic rebuilding, guys. Well, first off, the Magic rebuilding, if you ask me, I feel like they needed a direction, and honestly, I think they have finally decided to settle on the direction of rebuilding, and this is not a bad start. They might trade Aaron Gordon later today or in the offseason, who knows what happens, but if you ask me, I guess I'd have to say it's a pretty decent trade for the Magic, too. I think I'd give them, a B+ or, an A-, not that bad of a trade, but overall, I think this is a pretty good trade for both sides, and I have to say, I am excited for the NBA trade deadline. But with that being said, that'll wrap up today's video. If you enjoyed, make sure to smash that like button, as it really helps out the channel. Subscribe if you guys are new and enjoyed the content on here so you don't miss out on videos like this. Plus, we're on the road to 500 subscribers, and once we hit our goal, I will do a reaction to my first 2 videos ever and a Q&A. But with that being said, I'm out, you guys.